Hello everyone. So I just wanted to do a video on the power of Jesus. Wow. Why am I doing this video? Because he creates miracles. He heals. He helps. He soothes. He restores. There's a song that's called "There is Power in the Name of Jesus." It's called "Break Any Chain." And it says there is power in the name of Jesus. And I'm here to tell you, there is so much power in the name of Jesus. I adore Jesus. I love working with him. I love calling on him. I love feeling his energy around me. And I love telling people about the power that he creates in your life. There's a saying in the Bible, and it says, and it's on one of Jesus' cards as well. I should have perhaps got those cards. But it says, if you have the faith of a mustard seed, everything will be given to you. And what you have to realise is, if you have even the smallest amount of faith in Jesus, anything in your life can be healed and restored. Anything that's broken can be healed. Any illness can be cured. Anything can happen because Jesus creates miracles. And I just wanted to put this on because Jesus he's created so many healings in my life, and he's done small healings and huge healings, and he's created wondrous miracles around me and in people that I love and care about. And I just wanted to share this because when I start talking about Jesus, people just automatically put a defense barrier up, because straight away you think church, religion, and all these things. And that's not what Jesus was all about. Jesus was about spreading the message of love. He was about walking the path of love and showing us how we should be in this lifetime. That we need to be healing others and forgiving others and helping others, no matter what happens to us along the way. And he showed us, he was crucified and he was betrayed by people he loved and cared about. He was crucified and by people that said that they loved him, And we have these things happen in our own lives. We have people stab us in the back and betray us and hurt us and leave us and abandon us and, cause harm to us. And the first thing that we do is lash out, or resent people or go into revenge mode or whatever we do as humans. And Jesus showed, he was the ultimate showman, really, of what we need to do in those situations, of how we need to heal and forgive and let go. I watched a Wayne Dyer video yesterday, and he said, there are no justified resentments. There are no justified resentments. And he went on to tell the story of, it's not the snake bite itself that kills you. It's the venom spreading through your system that ultimately poisons you and kills you. And that's what happens when someone hurts us. It stings, it stings. And that's the bite. That's the bite from the snake. That's the sting. Or the sting from the scorpion, But then the actual act itself, if you let it, it goes inside you and it goes all around your body, and you keep overthinking things and hating on that person and regretting what you've done, and all these things go on. And that's like the venom that's circulating around your system. And if you hold on to things like that for long enough, it can create dis-ease in your physical body, and it can lead to illnesses like cancer. So we don't want that to happen. And this is really interesting that I watched that video, and he said there's no justified resentments. No matter how somebody's hurt you, you have to forgive, you have to release, you have to let go. It doesn't mean you forget it, or you allow that person to do it again, or you even want that person in your life, but you get stronger and wiser from it, and you put boundaries up, and you love yourself a little bit more, and you have a little bit more self-worth. And these things happen to restore us and renew us. And that's what Jesus showed us. Jesus was being crucified, And he said, Father, forgive them, they do not know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. And at the end of the day, people only have to work with what they have to work with. So in other words, a person who's hurt you may not even really understand how they've hurt you, in what way they've hurt you, or understand that they have hurt you. And you can be carrying a resentment around for years that they don't even know about, or something like that. You've just got to release and let go. And it's hard. It's so hard. But with the power of Jesus and with the power of angels, we can heal anything. We're strong enough to let go and move on and release. And that's what it's all about. So, I'm certainly trying to do this in my life. I'm starting to understand things a lot more. That if someone hurts me, I try and see things from their perspective. And, ultimately we do go into fear energy and all these things. But then when you take a step back and you start thinking, well, everybody's human. Everybody's got a little inner child within them that's just as afraid as I am. And there's a reason for everything. And the thing is, at that exact moment, it's exactly what you wanted as well. So that's why you can't hang on to regret. You can't regret things, because at that exact moment in time, it was what you wanted, or what you attracted in as well. We have to take responsibility for that. We're all working with the law of attraction. Whether you believe in it or you don't, it's always working. What you think about, you bring about. What you're seeing and focusing on is what you're bringing into your life. And when you realise that and really take responsibility for it, it makes things easier to bear. And when you start realising there's a reason behind everything, there's always a lesson and a blessing behind everything, it makes things a lot easier to handle. And, ultimately, this video is about the power of Jesus, and Jesus can help you to break any addiction, to break any chain. He can help you to heal anything in your body by letting go and forgiving and just helping you to feel better. Jesus healed little tiny cuts on me, because I have faith and I always visualize what's happening, And when I'll tell you a little story, okay? When I had this tattoo done, oh no, it wasn't that tattoo, sorry. When I had this tattoo done, because I had my one of my ex-partner's names tattooed on my wrist here, And, at the time you think, oh, it's going to be forever and all these things, but things happen, And it's quite strange, because that was the first tattoo that I ever had done. And I had his name tattooed on me. And I've got various tattoos. And whether you believe in tattoos or you don't is irrelevant. There is a reason behind this story, And I had, this guy's name tattooed on me. And I said, I'm going to keep it there no matter what. I'm going to keep it there no matter what. And then I had various tattoos, and then I thought I really want it covered up. So I wanted a black feather, because black feathers signify forgiveness. And this was actually, this was the last tattoo that I will ever have. I won't ever have any more tattoos. Not because of this experience, but because I just feel like I've done my journey with tattoos. I went through a phase where I wanted things on my body, and now I've kind of got over that, that was a need in me that was fulfilled. And it just so happens that was the first tattoo I had, and this is the last tattoo I had. It's quite symbolic to me, So I wanted a black feather there. Now, I have never ever had a reaction to any tattoo ever, and I had this tattoo done and I had a really bad reaction. It came on within 2 weeks. I'd say it was about 2.5 weeks. And the tattoo was just, it was inflamed, it was itching, it was painful. It looked 3D. It was like a 3D effect. And I went to the doctor and they gave me cream, and they said if this cream didn't sort it out, then I'd have to have it cut out, and all kinds of horrible things was going on with this tattoo. And I thought, I can heal this. I need to speak to Jesus. Jesus is the miracle healer, the only one I know can bring healing in. So I sat down in a meditative state and I called on Jesus, and I felt Jesus come into the room. And all you do is you put your hands over the area that you want healing. You don't put it directly on, you hold it above. and I was calling on Jesus, and Jesus came in and I could feel him. And when I feel Jesus, I get very emotional, very emotional. I have tingly feelings, or I cry, very emotional, because he's so amazing. And I felt him, touching my hand. He was like stroking the tattoo, and he said, you need to forgive. You need to forgive him now and let go. And when you forgive him and let go, this will heal. Forgive him now, forgive. And he kissed my hand where the tattoo was. I felt him kiss my hand. And all that emotion that was pent up in me just come flooding out, because I thought, that's exactly what it is. It was like the final let go of that relationship, because I'd been holding on to it, and obviously, if I love someone, I love someone, and it was a huge thing for me to get his name tattooed on me, and I was holding on to all this resentment and whatever it was, and then I let it all go, and that tattoo healed within 2 days, and that's the absolute truth, and that's the power of Jesus. That's the power of Jesus. Without Jesus, that would never have healed. And it was like, and it's completely smooth now. And, and at one point I thought I was going to have to live with it like that. And that was something I accepted. And I thought, if this is how it is, as long as I don't have to have my hand cut off, I'm all right, So I was just grateful that I was healthy. And, Jesus healed that, and that's how he heals, and he heals even the smallest things. And there's another scenario, my mum, people who know me know that my mum went through mouth cancer in 2014, and she went through a serious operation, and she's actually had a tongue removed, and she's an absolute warrior, my mother is. And when we were talking to her consultant, I called on Jesus to be with him. And I've spoke about this many times, and I said to him, you're a genius. And he said, no, I'm just a carpenter. He just come out with it, blah, like that. No, I'm just a carpenter. Well, who was a carpenter? Who was just a carpenter? Jesus. This is the power of Jesus, and this is why I'm bringing him up today, because if you need to heal something in your life, it's all well and good calling on Archangel Raphael, because he's the healing angel and he can bring miracles in. But if you want the ultimate healer of everything, the miracle of heaven, Jesus, to heal you, if you need to heal something massive in your life, then you need to be calling on the power of Jesus, and he will heal like that. He will heal others. He'll be with you, because if you have the faith of a mustard seed, he will give you the world. The world is in your hands. And if you want an even bigger miracle healing, then call on Jesus and Archangel Raphael to work as a team. And I do that all the time for everything. And, little things, you can have a little tiny thing that you need healing, and Jesus will heal it. If you let him in, he will bring miracles in, just like he healed that. But he didn't just heal it, he told me the reason behind it. And that's the whole thing with Jesus, He heals, and he's just created some, like I wanted to burp then. So if anyone's holding on to any resentment, if you've got resentment in you, if you're still holding on to something that's triggering you about someone or upsetting you, even it's years in the past, you'll know it'll be in this area here. It'll come through as acid indigestion or reflux or anything like that. If you want to get off tablets, if you want to stop taking medication, if you want to give up alcohol, if you want to quit drugs, if you want to do anything, quit smoking, vaping, anything, Jesus is the one. Jesus has the power to break any chain. There's nothing more powerful than that. There's power in the name of Jesus. Just be willing to call on him and allow him into your life. It doesn't matter what religion you are, what your beliefs are, it's all irrelevant. If Jesus was here now, do you really think he'd be heading up some church? No, he'd be off talking to people. He'd be speaking to people, healing people, letting people know what needs to be done. He wouldn't be sitting with a big robe on in some church somewhere. He'd be out in the world healing and helping. And that's what he's guiding us to do. That's what he's guiding you to do. So he's there for you. He's there to heal you and help you to live your best life and to be true to who you are and to live and walk a life of love and compassion and understanding and to forgive and let go when needed. Have a wonderful day. Call on Jesus. He has the power to heal everything. Namaste.